What's up, YouTube?
What's up?
Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Monet, this is Jerry, and we make videos about travel, lifestyle, and just having a lot of fun. For this Vlogmas video, we are rating some of the most popular movies on Netflix. They're all Christmas movies, and they're all Netflix original Christmas movies. And we had so much fun watching these. We watched 20 movies, and we will be rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 and telling you guys what we liked about them. But before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and make sure your bell notifications are on so you never miss another video. Without further ado, let's get into the movie review. The first movie we're going to review is Operation Christmas Drop, and it has Kat Graham, who is Bonnie in Vampire Diaries.
I love her.
We love Vampire Diaries and Kat Graham. And this movie was very, very cute, and I rated it an 8 out of 10.
I rated it a 7 out of 10.
And I just thought it was very cute. Definitely like a predictable, cheesy Christmas movie, but I loved seeing the Micronesian islands, and it was really cool to be able to see where so many of our clients call home in a movie, because I've never seen one that featured them before.
Myself included, I've never seen any movie involving the Micronesian islands, and I found the couple with Kate Graham and her partner really endearing and warm-hearted, and I just think it touched the heart really nicely. But I love the whole scenery of the Micronesian islands and seeing the people all smiling and laughing, and it was just fun to watch. Actually, it's one of the better movies I've seen in a long time.
Also, the guy in it is Bjorn Ironside from the show Vikings. So if you love Vikings, it's kind of fun to see him in a more romantic role. Next movie we watched was LoveHard, which featured Nina Dobrev, who is Elena in Vampire Diaries. If you're catching a theme here, we love Vampire Diaries. But that was a new movie to Netflix this year, and so we were very excited to see it. I rated it a 9 out of 10. I think that they did a really, really good job of making like the little things in life be the reason that love grows. The only thing I didn't like about it is I kind of felt like it was making catfishing a person okay, or like the message was, if you catfish somebody, it could work out, which catfishing is always wrong. So I don't know about that particular messaging, but overall I really, really enjoyed the movie. Myself,
I rate the movie a 9 out of 10. I thought it was very heartwarming. I loved the banter between both the both characters, and I just thought it was a good twist on the story about two different types of people that you would never think that would be together, having the possibility that it can work out. So
next movie we watched was A California Christmas, and I rated this one a 5 out of 10.
I rated it a 5 out of 10 too.
I thought that this movie, honestly, didn't like it. I thought the girl had no redeeming qualities. She was so rude. Also, this rich boy trying to be a ranch hand with literally no skill, and like nobody notices that he has no skill. Like, totally unbelievable. I felt like most of the characters were so unlikable that you didn't even want it to end well for them.
I didn't like the female character at all. I thought she was unlikable, had a zero personality. The male protagonist, I just didn't feel was relatable in any way. And I couldn't see how those two characters would ever want to get involved. And Manny and Leo, the two kind of sidekicks, I just thought they were like, there was no way those two could ever be friends. They were just so far apart. And they tried to make it like they were kind of chummy. And I just didn't believe it in any way. So
the next movie we watched was Let It Snow. And I thought it was very cute. I rated it a 7 out of 10. But it was definitely for a younger audience. It's very like teen romance. So I loved it. It made me feel happy to watch. But in terms of like relating to the story or anything, it was very like high school romance, high school vibes. So it wasn't my favorite movie, but it was really cute movie to watch.
Yeah, I rated it a 7 out of 10. Again, very cute, quite young for me, but I thought some of the characters were very relatable. I did like the male character in the movie, the singer. I think he was quite charming and had some great redeeming qualities. But again, very high school and maybe not for someone my age.
I was Santa Girl, and I'm gonna rate this a 3 out of 10. Any movie where they just make Santa mean, I'm not going to enjoy. I love Santa. Oh, Santa being mean, just like not a vibe.
The movie was really low on the ranking for me. It was like a 3 out of 10. First, I love Santa, I love Christmas, and to see a mean Santa, like I agree with you, didn't make any sense to me. The fact that a lot of these characters had no logical sense of the things they did, using magic, thinking nobody's going to watch and nobody's going to be curious about why they're doing those things. And also the acting was a bit stilted and, just awkward. I just didn't get any great vibes watching this movie. So
We watched Father Christmas is Back, which had Kelsey Grammer and Elizabeth Hurley in it. So those two things were positives for me. I rated this movie a 7 out of 10. I thought it was cute and like very family vibes, but without giving too much away, the forgiveness that happens in that movie, that happens in like a literal conversation, was just too mind-blowing.
I rate the movie a 7 out of 10. Personally, if anybody could forgive me that quickly in life, then those people are angels. But overall, I love Kelsey Grammer. I've always loved him in Cheers, and so that was a good positive thing for me to watch him on screen again, doing something I normally don't see him do. But I like the British humor. Again, they had great banter overall. There was a lot of witty humor going on. But the forgiveness part, it was hard to swallow. But
3 movies we'll be reviewing are The Princess Switch 1, 2, and 3. But first, The Princess Switch 1, I rated it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like the first time I've ever seen a realistic switch situation. I loved that the little girl, it took like 0.5 seconds for her to know something was up. Even just how the switch happened, I thought that the awkwardness was very realistic, and I overall just really loved all of the characters. I loved everything that was happening. I thought it was a really fun movie.
That movie's entertaining. I rated it a 9 out of 10. I love Vanessa Hudgens. It's the first time I've seen her in I guess a different type of genre, and she has great acting chops. I didn't think she could act as well as she did. The whole switcheroo thing, I have to tell you, was massively entertaining. I've never seen somebody do it that well. And the characters are all, again, endearing and fun. I got really engaged in watching each person do their own role. It's a movie I'll probably watch again and again, so I'd highly recommend it.
So for the sequel, Princess Switch 2, I rated it a 7. I was so impressed that Vanessa Hudgens pulled off 3 characters so well. I really forgot that it was the same person playing all 3. Like, they were so different, and so like little nuances made them different, even like their smile. So I was very impressed by that. The only thing I found unbelievable is in the first movie, like, people noticed right away that there was a switch, and then you brought in a 3rd character who was the most different out of all of them, and nobody noticed that she had switched. So I thought that part was a little bit unbelievable, but overall, I really enjoyed it.
I rated the movie a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the movie just like the first one. Having 3 different characters being played by the same actress, highly impressed. Again, Vanessa Hudgens blew me out of the water, especially when she played Fiona. The only thing that I have to say about it is that nobody knowing, again, that they didn't know who Fiona was, like in about 2-3 seconds, because she's so different than everybody else and all the other characters, was not really plausible. But again, fun. Loved the way she played all 3 characters, and I loved all the other actors just as well.
And last but definitely not least is The Princess Switch 3, Romancing the Star. This was actually my favorite one. I rated it an 8.5. And I just thought it was really adorable. I thought that they did a really good job of still making that switch interesting and making the characters very different, but still have a reason to switch. And I thought that the Christmas message and like just the overall theme that was going on around the Switch was really, really adorable and just very Christmas vibes. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I rate the movie a 9.5 out of 10. Again, I can't stress enough how Vanessa Hudgens always surprises me with her acting skills and playing those 3 different characters, and all of them slightly different in each different movie. And beyond that, I think the diversity of the characters in the movie really got me engaged. It's probably my favorite out of all 3.
Next movie was Jingle Jangle, which is a very interesting movie. I've never seen anything like it. I rated it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a very bold storyline and I enjoyed all of the twists and turns. I really liked that the women in the movie were highlighted as inventors and creatives. But the musical portion, I love musicals, but the musical portion of this particular movie I found so annoying that multiple times throughout the movie I just wanted to turn it off. If they had removed the songs, I think I would have rated this movie an 8, but with the music, it was just not for me, so it's a 6.
Yeah. I rated the movie a 6.5. What got me engaged in the movie was kind of the steampunk themes that they had, mixed with like Christmas. The musical parts, I could say, were a little bit underwhelming. I think they could have done different, I don't know. It just wasn't as entertaining as I would have thought it could have done. And I like musicals. We love watching them all the time. But I think if they would have removed maybe the musical parts or done better lyrics or songs, it probably would have got a better rating.
Christmas Chronicles was one of the first movies where we were kind of divided as we were watching it. I rated it a 6 out of 10 right from the start. I thought it was very childish and not in like a fun Polar Express, like brings back memories of childhood way. I thought it was a little too on the nose. Like it was very much like we caught Santa Claus and now we're sneaking around with Santa Claus. Like there was no mystery, there was no intrigue. You knew how it was going to end from the first 5 minutes. So it wasn't my favorite movie. We didn't end up watching the sequel.
I rate the movie a 7.5 because I just enjoy watching Kurt Russell in a lot of his movies. I think he's like a larger-than-life character, and he plays every role like at 100%. The movie was kind of predictable. You kind of knew what was going to go on in each set, but I think he did a wonderful twist in playing Santa with a little bit kind of like an edge. He always seemed like almost to me like an anti-hero.
Christmas Prince, we also watched 1, 2, and 3. And for number 1, I rated it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was very cute. I liked that they had a differently abled character. I also liked that she was like the smartest and most intriguing character. I thought she was really awesome. I loved her. And I also thought it was very believable that she knew the secret right away because she was just so witty and so smart that I just really enjoyed her. I thought the ending was a little extra. I won't give it away, but it was a lot. But overall, I really liked it.
Yeah, I rate the movie a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoyed Emily's character in the movie, being that she's a differently abled person who was extremely smart, able, and it seems like a head above everybody in the movie. The king in the movie, I think, was a good choice. They finally picked somebody that's not the traditional kind of king that you would see, that he was compassionate and kind and warm-hearted. And I think that's something you need to see more in movies coming forth in the future.
The sequel, The Christmas Prince 2, The Royal Wedding, I rated it a 7. Again, I thought Emily was the star of the show. I really loved her character. She's like so witty and so smart and so funny that I really, really enjoyed seeing her. I also really liked that the king was willing to make pretty progressive choices. The movie is
7.5 out of 10. I think she's just phenomenal to watch, and I think she's just the best character in the whole series. The only thing I would have to say about the movie, I didn't like the father in the movie. I felt that he was played too heavy-handed and a little bit off-putting for me. So I think they could have either done his character differently or used another actor entirely.
The third movie in the series was A Christmas Prince 3, The Royal Baby. I rated this one a 6 out of 10, mostly just because Emily's character wasn't in it, and she's my favorite character of the series. I did enjoy the movie. It was cute. You know, they had a baby. It was romantic.
I rate the movie at 5.5. Again, not seeing Emily in this movie kind of bugged me out a lot, and it was hard for me to get engaged in the movie. Yeah, she had a baby, and it just followed the same kind of movie tropes that you see a lot in Christmas movies. Again, if Emily was back, I'm sure the movie would have probably gotten a 7 or even 8 out of me.
Next movie was Christmas Inheritance, and this was one of my least favorite movies we watched. I just didn't think that they made the main characters very likable, which I kind of noticed is a theme with Netflix movies. It's very hit or miss if anybody is likable in the movie. But I just don't see how moving to a small town would make a selfish, rude, and considerate person like this warm-hearted, goofy person. I just don't see the correlation there. And then I also think cheating is wrong even if you're engaged to a garbage person. So the romanticizing of her budding romance, like at the end of the day she was engaged, so I just didn't really get how it was romantic. It was pretty off-putting for me.
I would rate the movie about a 4.5. Again, I hit or miss with Netflix, characters. It's either they're likable or they're not, and most of these characters are just not likable, or even made any logical sense in some of the actions they did. Like for me, I had no idea why she would be engaged to a jerk of a guy who was truly awful to her in all aspects, and the fact that she was willing to cheat even though she's engaged doesn't rub well with me. So I don't think there's any good reason to do that in any circumstance. So that kind of put me off. But
the movie we watched was Holidate, which we actually also watched last year, so kind of knew what to expect. I rated this movie a 7.5 out of 10, and I thought it was cute. I thought that the development of a friendship that ended up leading to feelings was very realistic. Obviously, that's what happened to us, so like I could relate to the storyline, and I thought it was cute and kind of silly, so I enjoyed the movie.
I rate the movie an 8 out of 10. I found the movie kind of cute, entertaining. The fact of the two people playing each other's plus one was really entertaining to watch. And also, what I didn't get is that why did it take so long for them to really know that they really liked each other? It was pretty obvious immediately they could have been the perfect couple, so that kind of threw me off. But I would watch the movie again. I thought it was entertaining.
The Holiday Calendar was another Cat Graham movie, so you already know I'm gonna like it. But I rated this movie a 9 out of 10, and aside from Cat Graham just being generally a plus for me in a movie, I really loved the magical element of this movie. I thought it was so festive. The only critique I have was I felt like the Ty character, I think his name was Ty or Tyler, I felt like he was kind of random because the two main characters had such great chemistry, had history. Overall, I thought it was so cute, and I just really enjoyed it. I would watch it multiple times.
Well, as you know, we love Kat Graham, and I love her in anything that she plays. I rate the movie 8.5. Watching her use that advent calendar, it was so magical. It made me want to buy one immediately once I saw it. She always plays her characters like to the T, and she's just entertaining to watch. Her and her best friends seemed like they had such great chemistry. It was odd for them not to know that they should be in love, personally. But movie is great. I'd watch it. I think we watched it a couple of times already, and I would watch it again year after year.
The Night Before Christmas was another Vanessa Hudgens movie, and I wanted to love this movie so much. This movie wasn't my favorite. I rated a 6 out of 10 just because, like, y'all, what girl in her right mind hits somebody with their car or whatever and then just brings them home and has this guy who, like, has no identity, you don't know anything about him, live with you? I just did not think that was, like, what girl would do that, and why were her friends okay with this? Like, why was anybody okay with this? if my best friend did that, I'd be like, girl, you are gonna get serial killed. This is crazy. I did think that they both were pretty likable characters, so I felt like the story of them like falling for each other was believable. I just thought that the situation around it was like, that's wild. Like, oh, 7 out of 10 for that.
Out of 10. The whole time travel thing was really, I find that quite entertaining to watch. I think they did a little twist on that. The characters were very likable as well. I don't know, I thought it was a really cute movie. Beyond your critique on it, I think if it was reversed, I think most guys wouldn't find that odd at all if it was a woman they were saving or a princess. But
I think it's weird no matter what. You shouldn't be bringing home somebody if you don't know
I
their
just think
name.
you're being kind and, you know, helping somebody out. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
That's how you get murdered.
Probably so.
The movie was Holiday in the Wild, and I rated this movie a 5.5 out of 10. The amount of privilege in this movie was a little tough to swallow. It's just like so unrelatable. I think very few people could relate to this movie. It's kind of weird. And then I usually do enjoy Rob Lowe as an actor, but in this particular movie, the character gave me like a knockoff Jack Sparrow vibe. Like it was just a little too strange, and I didn't find him particularly appealing, so it wasn't my favorite movie. I thought the scenery was really pretty. It made me want to go to Africa, but it did not make me fall in love with either of the characters.
All right. Well, I rate the movie a 6.5. Seeing Rob Lowe, it's great on, you know, it's great for me on screen because I grew up with Rob Lowe in the 80s, and he was like the guy to be when I was growing up. The movie gave me a little bit of an eat, pray, love kind of feel, a vibe to it. So it was a little bit odd for me to have that feeling while watching this movie. The amount of privilege was definitely something hard to swallow. I said, I can't relate to that kind of lifestyle at all. And I was like, there's no way that would happen in a normal setting. The chemistry, though, between Christine Davis and Rob Lowe, I think was pretty legit. And I found it believable. But overall, I just don't know how people actually live that way. It's impossible for me to even understand it.
The movie we watched was A Castle for Christmas, and I rated this an 8 out of 10. We are actually having our wedding in Scotland. I have been to Scotland. It is the most stunning place I've ever been. So I loved the scenery of this movie. Like, loved it. There could have been no characters in this movie. I would have loved it. But I did think that even though it was a pretty predictable storyline, I liked the path that it took to get there.
The movie 7.5 out of 10. The two characters, I really didn't believe there was any genuine spark between Brooke Shields' character and her paramour, if that's what you want to call it. I think that it was kind of a little bit stilted and stuff. I did love the scenery, the whole Scottish scenery kind of I found charming, and I can't wait to go to Scotland this coming year. The knitting group was kind of my favorite, having those ladies sit together, knit and chat, and, you know, talk about gossip and what's going on in town. I found that entertaining because I'm always in everybody's business, as you know, so I can't help that. So I would have been in my element in that.
He would have totally been at the knitting group, not knowing how to knit. The last one, we saved the best for last, or Netflix saved the best for last because this is their newest movie. Single All the Way. 10 out of 10. I loved this movie. I would watch this movie every single Christmas for the rest of my life. I thought it was so cute. Every single character was amazing. There wasn't one character that you didn't really cheer for in this movie. I thought that the love story was beautiful. I loved the sisters. They were so funny. I loved seeing Jocelyn from Schitt's Creek in a movie. I thought that was cute. And then the dad's character, he was so sweet and like so supportive. And I just loved every single thing about this movie. I have no complaints. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Would watch it again tonight.
9.5 out of 10. It's probably the best movie I've watched of all the 21 we've watched. What I loved about it was the genuine love between two couples in this movie and the genuine friendship that they have. I also enjoyed how all the nieces and nephews plotted to get these the pair to get together, and the town was very quaint and kind of a place that I would probably want to live if I moved to someplace else. Again, great movie. I'd watch it again and again.
That wraps up our Christmas movie review. We only watched movies from Netflix this year, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop in the comments below what Christmas movie we absolutely need to see, because we're here for it. And make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, we will see you next time. Code word is mistletoe.
Perfect.
Until next time, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Bye.